S&P earnings from 1960 to the end of, let's see, I think today, 2018. Yeah, 2018. Man, I love charts like this. If you ever need a reason to stay optimistic, my friends, all you got to do is look at a chart like this. Now, as my man Nassim Nicholas Taleb will say, there's always a black swan, and we don't know if we are in the midst of a black swan. We don't know. We just don't know. We don't know if we'll have the equivalent of Mao taking over United States 20 years from now. So all the previous history is irrelevant. We don't know. But you just got to go with what you know. And what we know is, just watch this. The earnings yield on the S&P 500, and that's the earnings, all right, the amount actual dollars that they made divided into the S&P 500 share price. So again, we take 3.1 divided by 58.11, and that gives you an earnings yield of 5.34%. How much earnings are they making relative to the price? The dividend yield is the same thing. It's the dividends divided by the S&P 500 price. So we got 1.98, and divide that by 58.11, and you got 3.41. And then the payout ratios, the profits, how much of the profits are they actually paying out in terms of their percentage? So if they make $100, in this case, they pay $63.86 out. All right, so let's just look at this. So I just want to show you something, because here's the S&P 500 in 1960. Let's just start my year of birth, because that will give you some context here. I was born in 1970, and the S&P 500 is at 92.15. Let me write that down if I get my trusty little paper here. Do I have my trusty little pen? Oh, man, what did I do with it? Yeah. All right, well, don't have that, so we'll write it on a... Oh, man, what did I do with my little... There it is. Sweet. Yay. Got it. All right, so we're going to start with your old buddy Josh, and the S&P 500 was at 92.15. That's the price. So you could have bought 100 shares for $9,215. All right, the earnings of this case, were this is the earnings. Okay, the earnings were $5.51, and the dividend was $3.19. All right, with a payout ratio of 57. So let's just fast forward to the end of 2018. Well, actually, no, let's do that. Let's go back until where we see this is the and this is the dividend yield, it's earning yield. So what we'll see is earnings yield. Look at these earnings yield in 1977, 1978, 1979. Look at that, man. This is the earnings right here. That's the price. So they're making $14.55 a share. This one, Business Week had their article that said the death of equities, by the way, 1979 or 80. So they're making $14.55 a share on the S&P 500, and it's trading at $107 per share. So you divide that or this by that, and that gives you an earnings yield of 13.48 with a payout ratio of only 41%, a dividend yield of 5.53. It's like, how could you not buy that at that point? It's nuts. It's nuts. But the reason is because we started the decade off with the S&P 500 at 92.15. We ended the decade at 107.94. So that's why right there. I mean, even if you look here, we started the end of 1970 at 92.15, and at the end of 1978, we're at 96.11. So you're like, oh, the days are over. But that's the Business Week article about the death of equities. But look at those earnings. So we have, let's just see, positive, negative, excuse me, positive, negative, 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 80, yeah, there you go, negative, positive, negative, positive, big negative, 2001, remember that? Even in 2002, when the market fell 22%, the earnings went from 38.85 to 46.04, and even in 2000 and end of 2001, still an earnings yield of 3.38%. Now dividend yields sparse at 1.37. All right, so positive, huge negative right there. That's in 2008. Got to stop smoking those cigars. I don't. I'm just joking. So went from 82 to 49. Wow, that's a big drop. Earnings yield, though, still over in the 5, above 5% for sure. Dividend yield still, even after 2009, and I mean 2008 and 9 is still at 2%, so that's not too shabby. Payout ratio on the dividends were still 38%. That means they're making all kinds of cash. They're not paying out as dividends. And part of the reason they're using that for share prices. The share repurchase will be reflected in the price, though. Look at that. And so we got positive, negative. That's what we already said that. Positive, 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 negative 2015. Positive, positive, positive. So you heard all those times I said positive. As long as the earnings are growing, that's frankly all I care about. I want to see the earnings growing. Look at these payout ratios. That means they got tons of cash that they're not using to pay dividends. That means if they need to raise dividends. So here, just look at this. This is after the 2018, the carnage, the bear market from the last quarter of 2018. The payout ratio is 36%. The dividend yield is 2% because the price was falling. But then the earnings yield is almost 6%. Nuts, man. And yet we got 148.34. Dividends of 53.61, and the price is 25.06. I don't know how you can be negative here. I mean, just look at this. You got the earnings have gone up from $5.51 a share to $148. The dividend has gone up from $3.19 from my old life from $3.19 to $53, and the price of the S&P 500 has gone up from $92 to $25.06. If that doesn't get you fired up, I don't know what will. So they got spreadsheets for this stuff. My man, I don't know who wrote this actually, but Stern School over at NYU, they got a spreadsheet. You can download this if you like the spreadsheets. I know a lot of you guys do, so I'll leave a link in the show notes. But payout ratio is low. Earnings yields are high. I mean, the earnings yield, we'll just say it's 5.5. Actually, I don't know if we can. I should have downloaded this and done an average. I don't care. So we got earnings yield 5.5. We've been 4, 5. I got 3 right here, 2001, 3s. And that, look at 98, 99 earnings yields were low because the prices were so high. Looks like 5 is pretty on the 5.5 is on the average. I bet it's on the average 5.5. Dividend yield is way low. We get that. It's been way low for a long time. Payout is way low. I mean, look at the payout ratios back then, 50, 45, 48, 44, 50, 53, 56, 57, and now we're in the 30s. So it's weird. The payout ratio on the dividend is way low. The dividend yield is way low, and yet the dividend is still gone from $3.19 to $53, and yet the earnings have gone from $5.51 to $1.48, and that's not stopping anytime soon. That train is going to keep on chugging, man. Keep on chugging. As long as capitalism, somewhat free markets, are allowed to do what they're going to do, S&P 500 is going to continue to make a lot of people wealthy in retirement. That's all there is to it. That's my prediction. Well, we'll see 20 years. All right, we'll see you.